but today I'm not teaching French. Today I'm teaching computer, and we're talking about tables. We're talking about tables, and we're going to see how I can use tables to create a printable document. And this is a request from one of my students. So this is for you, whoever requested it, Mr. Kevin. This is for you. Now, when editing a table on a page in Microsoft Word, it will depend on the length and many other factors, because again, we are not going to be just editing any table. It's a very special table, and that means even the settings are special. That's why we want to test some of these features and record them so that someone can learn from it. Assume I have a document which I want to print, and the document is already shared before. I know the owner of the document already knows what it looks like, but let me just do a quick settings for the page. This is how you will do the settings on that particular page to avoid thick margins. First of all, we need to change the layout of the paper, because the paper was not portrait, it was landscape. So we change it here in the page layout. You select orientation and change to landscape so that it lies like now it is. But at the moment, we can still see that if we go to the page layout again, on the margins, we'll see that the current margin is set to normal, but we don't want that. We want a custom margin, because what we want is not amongst any of these that are being displayed here. So let's customize the margins, because it's extra small or extra thin margins. So then we are going to have it customized. So even without looking at a final document, you can preview what the document will look like when it is finally having the text on it, or when it has the printout. So let's try to set the tops and left, right, getter settings and adjust them. So within this dialog box, you're going to have, let's see, if you try to increase the top margin, the thickness at the top, it means you are reducing the size of the paper that is available for print. So then we reduce the thickness of the margin, and that makes you can preview it here. The first text will be appearing somewhere at the top, further than, or even covering the printable, the heading area or the header area. Again, we need to also reduce at the bottom. If you look at it while I click, you'll see a number of lines dropping or coming back, depending on what I'm doing. So we've reduced it to the last part where we have, okay, let's say it's that one, or maybe say 0.5, 0.5. Just leave it at 0.5 like that. Then we want to also check the left and the right margins. They still look very thick, so we need to reduce. You don't increase, you reduce. so that the text will move to the farthest left, and then also on the right side we also reduce so that the text moves to the farthest right. Let me move this one to also 1. Now we have, if you look at this preview, this is what will appear, how the text will appear when printed. So then we click OK because we've done the settings. Now, looking at my document, the first area I can type is reduced to the topmost part of the margins. Unlike before, where it was appearing somewhere down here, because the thickness of the margin at the top was so huge. But now you can see where it is. Now let's look at the next step. So the next step is inserting the table. And the table here, I don't think there's a specific setting for the table size. I'll just use a random figure and then enlarge the table and see the content. But you look at your final document, try to enlarge the table and see if the rest of the content match what you want. So for me, this is what maybe let's say this is all. I can add a row here, right click, insert rows below. Then I will repeat that action by holding Control and Y as many times as I want, so that the text, the table covers the entire page. So let me reduce the zoom to display the rest. Okay, there. Now this is what we have. Now I need to set this table to appear at the center. So I click it. You click the table from the top left corner. There is an icon which has a four-sided arrow, which allows you to select the table once. So go to the Home tab again and then make sure the table is at the center of your document. You can also check in the design or layout and see that in the alignment you have the table at the center, but that will make the content to be at the center of your typing. So let me select the table again, then we go to the designs. That's what now will make the table to look like what you showed me on that picture. This is the part that you needed. So after selecting the table, there is somewhere called design, and we have several designs, but since I've used that design before, it is somewhere here. Now I just click it and then I have my content. So this is still a table. It's still a table. You can see there's a column. This one also is a column, and even this one is a column. So those are areas you can change, but we don't want to change it because the paper we want, there's a similar a way it looks that will require that we don't change the layout of the paper. So I can type anything here. Mabonga. Go to the next. Happy Tamia. Very bad name. And then Kasungu. Kau Kasungu. maybe Museveni. These are like characters. Now I have all this text, and then maybe you have numbers, and then you have numbers. So I can't add all the text here because we have a number of cells within this. Now the parts that require editing, we have this part where you select the table, go to design, and then select a design for the table. Look at what you have and compare with what you want, because it may not even be the exact thing that you want, whatever I'm showing. But there are a number of designs here where which one of them must be what you want. One of them must be what you want. So keep selecting, but after you select, make sure you click inside the table to see if it has the exact thing you want. Now, the margins at the bottom here may not have anything, or may have something, and that something is just a text box which you can insert like this. Then you add the content. You can duplicate it by clicking along the lines, then you hold Control as you drag and drop. That one appears at the center, and then I bring this one at the end. So you look at what you have at the bottom there, because that's a text box. So again, here you can type something, anything you want to type there. So this form is already coming up, and you can change the rest of the content, including the coloring inside these boxes, even the thickness. If you want to change the thickness of this single cell, let's call it a cell, but it's a rectangle, which is a name box. Hey, nina usingizi. It's not a name box. It's called what? Text box. If you want to change its thickness, or you vary the thickness, you go to format after selecting it. If you don't select it, the option for format is not there. So you select the shape, then go to shape outline and adjust. You can even change the style of that shape outline to match what you want. So because a good design takes time, and whoever creates the form, the original copy of the form that is used for such data entry, takes time to create it and then shares it with the rest. So let's say this is what you want, and click OK. You can see what you have there. But that's not, I'm not saying this is what you have. You can have many other designs, but the rest you can edit. I think that's all. Let me see if we can change the design to look like nonsense. Yay! So here is where you can get all the designs, stable designs you can select from, so that you can use it for whichever purpose you wish. All the best as you try to work around it. If you're stuck, reach out. Good day.